What's up, motherfoxers? So here's the deal. I'm a dumbass. But I can explain. This is where we're at. It's funny, it is. I'm a dumbass. But, I did call them to see what was going on. And I was explaining to the guy everything, told him, what it was doing. And after I was in the middle of talking to him, he's like, so is your handheld on lock? I said, want to go see. I came out here, turned it on. It was on lock. I was like, yeah. He goes, we have to unlock it. So the confusing part, I guess, to me was, I'm like, well, you tell us to lock out the distributor. He goes, yeah, you're locking out the distributor so that it can control timing. But when you do that, you have to unlock it after you set the timing. I'm like, okay, hang on a second. What's the timing supposed to be at? Because when you read the directions, I didn't say this to him, but when you read the directions in the book, it tells you to, put the engine at 15 degrees top dead center, put the distributor in, phase it, get it next to one of them that you want to make one, and put your wires on and lock it down. And it just stops. There's nothing after that. Then it starts going in about what the handheld is, how to use it, and then goes into the setup wizard. I already did the setup wizard because we put a new pump on here, we put a new fuel system, so I had to turn that on and to figure out what was leaking and if that thing worked. So that's what we did. And when it came on, I just did the setup wizard then. I already knew how to do it because I've seen it like 10 times on the internet, and I have a Terminator X. And when you set that up, it's similar. It's very similar. So I was familiar with it. I said, what is the timing supposed to be set at? I have never done this before. I've never done it before. And he says, with the timing light, he said, well, it's supposed to be at 15 degrees. I'm thinking, I don't see where it said that.
It doesn't either in the book.
Yeah, and I was like, I said, okay, but you're going to unlock it because you told us to lock the timing. He goes, no, you're locking in the distributor. And you're setting that in the computer as you're locking it at 15 degrees, but then you're unlocking it to let it take timing control. And I was like, oh. So coming from a person who runs CNC equipment, you're basically trying to zero something out for a reference for that thing to know where to go. He says, exactly. I'm like, okay, I get it. Now I know. And he told me a couple of other tuning things. I'll show you when I get to them. I don't remember them. If I pull them up, I'll see them. He also told me to, all the learning that it did, delete it out. He goes, start fresh. I'll even do better than that. Remember, I did an update for this. I'll just stick that in and it'll erase everything. And we'll start over. Then after I talked to him, I'm like, why didn't it say that in the book? I mean, this is like on 24 and 25, and it just stops. I went 7 pages deep after that trying to find out, and that's what I just explained to you. It tells you how the setup wizard works and all that. And I just kept, and after I talked to him, I was really looking through this damn book trying to see if there was anything on it. On page 35 is where it explains all that shit. And I'm like, oh my God.
Well, I didn't go that far, but I'm looking in here. It doesn't tell you anything about unlocking it.
Yeah, no, but 10 pages later, there was everything. I'm like, why is this, 10 pages later? And it's because they're going in chronological order, Put your fuel system in, then you're going to put after you get that going, or actually wire this out, put your fuel system in, now you're going to put your distributor in. But I had to make sure nothing was leaking and all that. And that's when I turned it over and just did the wizard. And I skipped that part in the book, but I'm looking through it going, there's just way too many pages on that stuff, I think. But yeah, there it was, and I was like, oh my God. But I still think would have been helpful. I could be wrong about this. If at the bottom of at the end of them talking about putting that in there, in parentheses, could they have went for the rest of the timing procedure, see page 35, then I would have been like, oh. But, yeah, so now we're just going to start this all over again. So I'll just, like I said, I'll take this, and this is easy enough to do here. I'll just stick the USB still in here from that update. So I'll just do that right here. And what this does is, so because there's an update on here, this will erase everything in there. So it's basically like taking all the learning out of it. So and that's what it does. So yeah, I'm not sure what the procedure is for this. If you got all your tuning in here and you want the new update for it, you do that. You erase everything. I think it's kind of similar with Terminator X. I think. But if you have a new version of Terminator X, it won't read the old program. So there's something weird there. Please remove USB flash drive to complete update. All right. And yeah, see, this is the spot I was talking about. You can hit this and it makes it purely a dash. The problem is you can't get to the settings in this mode. So then you'd have to do this all over again. So we'll go that route. Are you sure you're selecting? Yep. Kill shot. Settings, ECU upgrade, because I mean it's already upgraded, but I'm just going through the motions here, guys. And there, it'll do that. It'll be a couple minutes, but there you go. I mean, now everything will be reset. So I don't think I got to do anything I don't think I got to do anything but go in there, start it up, put it at 15 degrees with it on lock, then unlock it. We will see. I got an issue, I think, with my alternator here, and I'm wondering if it's that damn breaker down there. I wonder if it's that. I may want to just grab I think I got a 200 amp fuse or something around here, and throw that on there and see if this thing gets a little more of a charge on it. So it's charging, but not very good, and I wonder if it's that breaker. I thought that'd work. It'd be better than a fuse, but alright guys, here we go. Now it's saying here's for timing control. Have a timing light handy. Is the timing light hooked up? Yep. Okay. We're gonna go to tuning, spark, basic. So we're gonna go to settings. Oh, I'm sorry. We're gonna go to tuning, spark, basic, static timing. Says start the engine and set static timing to 15 degrees before top. Then go to handheld, tuner, spark, advanced, lock, ignition timing. Okay, we gotta start it, then lock it, turn it, get it down 15 degrees. Then we gotta set lock ignition timing to unlock after that. See, the problem I got with this is we gotta start the car. Is it gonna stay running? we gotta keep it staying running until we turn it to 15 degrees. That's the fun part. So I don't know what's about to happen here, but we're gonna find out together. All right, we'll do it by the book. It's unlocked. Here we go.
awfully loud because it's cold out here. We got 15W40 in that damn thing. But there you go. Now this thing is moving. And now it's basically learning. I don't want to rev this thing right now. We gotta get her warmed up here with this oil. So that's the only drawback with this oil. It's good oil, it's just a big drawback with it. There you go, there's the oil pressure still holding strong there. That's up to 60 now. Alright. I'll bring you back in a minute. Alright. Told you to quiet down. Oil finally got warm. So, yeah, we'll see here if it starts coming down. I'm not sure. But, yeah, right now it's holding about 1,000. So. Alright guys, there's a lot of stuff after what I just did with the 15 degrees and stuff. A lot of stuff they're telling you can do. There's offset timing. I mean, I'm just wanting to get this thing up and running for right now, but as you can see, it did settle down and settling down. And they say they want to see this more toward 20. It's not as finicky as it was before. And I tell you, man, I've been really moving that screw, and it's just wanting to stay right there. So I'm like, whatever. TPS is at 0, so we're good. But here's the old try now. There it is. That's what it should do. And then everything just went out of whack. Needs to correct itself. Settling down. Cool. Took a little bit, but we just started it for the first time basically, so. Alright. We saw smoke. I thought it was the battery, it was the radiator with steam. Forgot I unhooked the fan, so let's see if it'll start right back up again. Fans killed the battery. That's it, I gotta fix that alternator problem. Reset the TPS, so we're going to go ahead and start it again. The fan's not on, so maybe the battery's charged enough. That's a real Ford product.
Yeah, we got this side off here, guys. Unfortunately, I don't know where it's rubbing. I can't see anything on any of these that indicates it was rubbing on anything, which would put me in the right direction to where to look in here. When, you know, I see this right here, and I believe that's what I did because I thought I needed to do that one. I don't know if this is a mark from those or Was it when I was here taking this off and went zinc, you know, hit that? I don't see any spots in here where it could be hitting. So it's a bit of a mystery right now, because I looked on here and I was like, man, these are all spots I think I hit, and I can't tell. There is some weird scrapes here. Of course, again, I could have hit it when I went that way, and it looks like I did, but when I was coming along here, but I don't know. So yeah, I thought maybe I'd find something on these indicating where it could possibly be hitting, but I just don't see any spots. And as far as these things, not one of these damn things are loose. You know, I mean, if they're loose like that, it's just because, you know, they're up a little bit. But yeah, let me get the other side off. Okay, here we are on this side, guys. I know these are pushed up a little bit, but most all of them are. And they're pretty solid. We'll flip it over and see if there's any loose. I'm thinking maybe not, man. Hopefully everything looks good. Again, this side, there's nothing indicating these things were hitting anything. So I don't know. I hope those lifters, those cheap lifters, cheap linked lifters, and maybe those are making the noise. Not these like pretty high end. I mean, for what I'm doing, Scorpions. These are pretty good roller rockers, man. Got a good deal on them. That's why I freaking, yeah, I probably paid just under, well, probably a third of the price, maybe. They're brand new. So yeah, I thought I'd definitely see, oh, there's the spot, and then you can go in there and massage it out. It's these pillars, man, that are in here. Like I'm saying, like this is for the bolts, but this and this, that ain't an issue, because those sit right here. Okay, so they're not going to hit anything. I don't know why it wouldn't have rubbed a mark on any of this stuff. I mean, this ionization is just, it's still intact very well. So, but let me crank this thing a couple times, check a few. I'll check all of them, but see what's going on. All right, there be. All back together. I couldn't really find anything, guys, to tell me, you know, if it was hitting anything. I don't think they are, and possibly be those cheap linked lifters. Give them a shot, you know. But yeah, I don't think it's touching anything, because even when I put that on there, while it was on a stand, I was moving it up and down and back and forth, and when it got over the holes, it wasn't touching anything. Of course, you know, those things aren't all, you know, facing the same way, so there's no really way to tell, and I didn't hear anything clanking when I was cranking it over, but had some loose valves. They weren't a big deal. This side had a few I had to redo, but this one right here, all I had to do was tighten a bunch of them, so I think we're okay. I'm still waiting, guys. I thought I had a 200 amp fuse for this thing. I don't. It was 100 amp it was an car audio thing, so you need like a 200. So I can't put that on there to see if that is what's causing this charging issue. I've never done this before. I just thought, hell, let me get a breaker, and something happens, I can just flip the switch and not have to change a fuse out. But maybe, I don't know, maybe it don't feel like charging. But luckily enough, all I got to do is take those two wires off there, those with the hoops on it, and put it on the block that I got. So it was going over some other things you need to reference when you're trying to do this. It says, we highly recommend you, make a timing map of this in the software off a PC, and I can do that, I guess, but I don't know what I'm doing while I'm doing it. So, but it is ready to drive, it said, the way it is sitting right now, but we're missing a few things. I had the bumper that was on here was actually broke. Part of it was broke. And so what I'm going to end up doing is, I had a friend of mine who had one, and he said I can have it, but I don't know if he still has it. So it's been a while. So I'm going to have to ask him about that, and then we can start buttoning up. I got the wiring harness on here. Right here. It's just I gotta see this thing right here, guys. Where's it at? This, right here. This right here is made to go underneath the battery. That's what these things are. There's 2 holes in there where those things get clip into. But I'm not running it through here or anything to put underneath there. I'm just going to take it out of this sleeve and we'll run it up there. Everything's where it needs to go. It's long enough. So if you guys are ever wondering if this shit's long enough, yeah, just move it in there. It's long enough.
There you go, guys. I just started this up, and it sounds a lot quieter. So maybe they're just loose. But like I said, aftermarket roller rockers are loud anyway. It sounds like a sewing machine, just like Black Sunshine is. But I think hers are a little quieter than those, but they're trick flows. Maybe because they're smaller, they're a little bit quieter. I don't know. But yeah, I changed the setting in here to a mild cam from the stock. It started installed. So I put it back to stock and it started right up and stayed running. So I guess we'll just leave it there. If anything, the rest of that sound, probably the blisters, man, I don't know. Well, there's the fuse. I got it. Hooked it up. It's not charging. It's still charging just under what was it, 11.8 or whatever on the thing over there. So yeah, I don't know what's going on. My eBay thing is a piece of crap or what, or some kind of wiring issue. I don't know. I mean, it's just solid. It's solid, like, what was that, 2-gauge wire all the way over to the block. I mean, so that's gonna do it. We figured it out. Told you it was something stupid. Me, I'm stupid. Later, guys.